Why does my accountant keep asking me for a P&L? I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but like I don't know what it is.
He's asking for a profit and loss. And obviously we know what those words mean individually. We know what a profit means. We know what a loss. But when we combine them, it's like, wait, what? Profits and losses? It basically shows you how your business performed in a certain period of time. Normally it's the prior year. So you want to know how much money you made, but you also want to know where you spent it. Did I spend it all on employees? Did I spend it all on dues and subscriptions? This roadmap will tell you where you made it, which products work, and where you spent it.
So, you know this, some of the people watching may not. I actually don't come from the accounting world. And for me, the way I kind of look at it, and I want to see what you think about this, is the profit and loss, the P&L, it's basically just a report from a tracking system called QuickBooks. That's all it is. It's the accountant is tracking the numbers, playing detective, and then here's my report, business owner. Here's what I found for you.
Yeah.
And people get freaked out with numbers and certain things that they don't understand. I get that, but like P&L, profit and loss, receivables, they're just the language of my business. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. Again, not coming from the accounting world. Like, what would you say about that?
No, I think you hit it on the head. Like you said, it tracks your income. It tracks all the money coming into you, everything you made, and it tracks all the outgoing income, right? And it, like you said, it gives you a report. And you're like, oh, you did really well this year. You brought in more money than you spent. Therefore, you should reinvest that money to make even more money and spend potentially even, or not more, spend more efficiently.
So, like, you mean like doubling down?
Yeah.
So like, for example, right, we do tax planning, we do a little bit of tax prep, we do bookkeeping, we do other things. So things like that, if we know which ones are doing the best or worst.
We can double down on that. So for instance, like we'll give an example on our profit and loss for our business. We made significantly more money tax planning. So now we know for this year and the years ahead, we want to double down on that because it gives it gives us the most bang for our buck, but we also find that it gives our clients the most bang for their buck because now they know how to structure their business. They know how to, quote unquote, play the tax game because now they have a clearer picture. We don't want your financials on a piece of paper on a notebook that are as clear as mud. We want it clear as day.
Okay. So that makes sense, right? The P&L, it's just a report, and I know. So if I can double down, so let's say I'm a restaurant owner, right? Because we have a lot of restaurant clients.
Exactly.
Let's say I'm running my restaurant well. I know I'm making a lot more money. Can I also use the P&L to see which expenses are maybe going over budget or costing me too much? Like, can I use it that way as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's actually one reason, like a lot of people say, why can't I look at my bank balance and just say, oh, I made more money, so therefore I did good. You're right, you did good. But like anything, we can always improve and we want to know where that is. For instance, if you're just looking at your bank balance and you have a restaurant, you wouldn't know if like you're selling more desserts or entrees. Maybe your appetizers are killing it, but you have no idea because you're just looking at like bank balance. And while you're growing, you're like, man, maybe we should like double down on these appetizers because people love them. Maybe we should make a cookbook about these appetizers. Maybe we should make a YouTube channel about our appetizers. And you know that from, like you said, tracking it. Like, oh crap, I should make more appetizers. So that's why we want to know.
So you actually kind of beat me to it. Something we got from another business owner we know.
Yeah.
He said the reason you need bookkeeping, right, your profit and loss, balance sheet, we're not talking about that today, but you need those because you need, he called them the 3 C's. And the first one you actually just talked about, right, is clarity. Where are we now? Where's our money?
Yeah.
What can we double down on or eliminate, I guess?
Yeah, or eliminate, yeah.
The next one he said was credibility. Let's stick with the restaurant example. Obviously this applies to business owners and other industries. I understand the clarity part. I got that. I need the books. Credibility, what did he mean by that? How can a restaurant owner use that, let's say?
So one of the big things that obviously restaurant is a very labor-intensive business, right? You need a lot of waiters, waitresses, hostesses. You also need a lot of space, right? You need buildings, you need equipment, you need parking lots. You just need to do all these things. What do we do with that? We typically ask for money from the bank. We ask for money from other investors. We use other people's money. Now, other people want to know that you're going to pay them back. So the first thing you're going to look at is, do you make a profit? Because if you're losing money, they're not going to double down on you. But if you're making money, clearly they can clearly see it. They now have the confidence to lend you that money because they know you're going to pay them back. It's similar to like when you're applying for a home, right? What do they want to see? Your W-2, your tax return. Because they want to be like, if we're going to give this guy $300,000 to go buy a house, we got to know he's going to pay for it. Same thing here. Your lenders, your investors are going to know with confidence that you will pay them back or have the ability to pay them back.
Here's a question I'm thinking about as you're answering that is, so I love the show Shark Tank.
Yep.
And one of the things I see on there is the minute the entrepreneur fumbles over numbers, everyone's out immediately. Yeah. So in this situation, I'm the business owner, right? We kind of talked about that your P&L is the language of your business, all these words, receivables, profit, loss. If I go to the bank because I want to open up a new restaurant location, if I'm fumbling over those business words and documents, are they going to be as, maybe not as vicious as like on Shark Tank,
right?
But like, so I need to know then the language of my business and my numbers as well then.
Oh, 100%. If somebody's going to invest in you, or even you, if somebody's going to ask you, Drew, if I'm going to ask you, hey, Drew, I want you to invest in my business, you're going to be like, do you make money? Right?
When am I getting paid back?
Right. Exactly. When am I, the numbers, they want to know.
We may be blood, JT, but I love green. You know that.
Yeah. And that's the thing about the financial statements. It's black and white. You're either profitable or you're not. There's no like, well, maybe not. Like, no, you have to know your numbers. And Shark Tank is a great example of that. Their number one concern is making money. It's a cool story. It's great. Like we want a good story. We need to be able to clearly tell our stories. But if dollars don't make sense, I'm out.
And that's why we're in business, to make money. Like, yes, we're there to serve clients and everything. Yeah. Ultimately, the more clients we serve and the more problems we help them with, the more money we make as the business owner. Essentially that's what it is. It's a trade for our talents and abilities. Yeah. So last C, so the first two, recap real quick. First one was clarity. Where are we? I know where my business is. Cash, or I almost said the last one. Credibility, confidence, like you said. The bank, the lender knows, okay, JT or the restaurant owner, JT's restaurant is going to pay me back. Yeah. And then the last one, we just kind of hit on it. Cash out. We want to make some money if we want to sell the business or whatnot. We actually ran into this a little bit with a client. I think it was a restaurant client actually, or it's a cafe, where I think they wanted to buy another one. Yeah. But the person didn't have books, and we were like, "Nah, don't buy it." Wasn't it right? It was like 6 months ago, I think.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'll tell the story. I'll keep it brief. But our client owns a cafe. He was looking at buying another cafe, and this other client, it's not that they didn't have books, but we went off the tax returns. And this client, the selling restaurant, was so adamant about not paying taxes, he wanted to show losses every year. We came to the table and said, hey, my restaurant is worth X. And we're like, but you're losing money. He's like, no, that's just for taxes. Like, I really make money. We're like, well, we need to see like documents, and you're signing a tax return saying you're losing money. I'm not going to pay the number you want because the dollars don't make sense. So why would I pay for this? And he's actually getting quite mad because he was like, well, no, you understand, I'm not doing it for taxes. It's like, sorry, man, dollars don't make sense. Like we can't. I can't justify as my client's representative, like, this doesn't make sense. Like, you want that number, like, you have to make money. Like, we're not going to come in and we're not buying it based off of potential. We're buying off of like where it is right now, right?
That kind of hits on all three. There's no clarity because
exactly. There's no clarity.
He says one thing, the papers say another.
We have no confidence now
because we can't trust him or believe him,
and now he can't cash out. So he's literally actually violated all three C's.
Yeah, thinking about it, I guess I never realized that. It's obviously being here for it, I saw it all happening. But so P&L, for restaurant owner, any business, you don't have to be able to run the P&L yourself on QuickBooks.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You don't have to be able to use QuickBooks, but you got to be able to read your own business's languages and numbers.
Yeah, you have to know where you are. And if you don't know where you are, there ain't no confidence that somebody's going to pick you up, and there ain't no confidence that somebody's going to cash you out.
So, JT, if someone wants to work with you, maybe a restaurant owner, maybe a different business,
whatever business you are,
they don't have to do that because you take care of it for them. And how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, well, obviously first thing, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, and all that good stuff. But if you want to work with us, go ahead and click the link. It's going to be in the description of this video or somewhere on the page. Click that link. You can apply to work with me and my team, and if we're a good fit, we'll reach out to you and we'll get the ball rolling.
Absolutely cool. Thank you, JT Pells, the tax quarterback. We appreciate it.
You got it.